On this episode of At Hydepark, combined with Sati, I'm here in Bangalore, India at the Art of Living Center with Sri Ravi Shankar. Sri Ravi Shankar Gurudev, universally revered spiritual leader and humanitarian and an ambassador of peace and human values, and he's often referred to as the Guru of joy and meditation. Jai Gurudev. Thank you very much for this opportunity to have this conversation with you. I'm humbled and I'm also glad that I'm able to share this conversation with our audiences in Sri Lanka for the greater good of our people. As we speak today, there is much war ravaging communities of our world. You speak of the world as one and the need to spread the universal force of energy, which is love. But what is happening today has shaken all of us. What is your message?
Yes, doctors have more relevance when there is sickness. Similarly, people who can bring peace to the world have to be more active. Every individual I would say, in this planet have a good intention in them. They want peace, they want happiness. Everyone is seeking happiness. But most of us are unable to express it or do anything about it. And few people who have negative mindset, they seem to be much more active. So this is where it is very much need of the day to day to improve communication, bring people together and resolve conflicts. Conflicts are very common, normal to rise in the society, in the world. But it is very pertinent today to resolve the conflicts.
As a global ambassador for peace, you call for peace, prosperity of the entire humankind. I'd like to go back to Sri Lanka, where we have suffered war, a crisis of an economic crisis, and thereon people have lost faith and hope in the political establishment. We hear of setting intentions. I'm a seeker. I listen to your teachings. Gurudev, tell us how and why it is important for a nation, and if you may teach how setting a collective intention can help a nation overcome the frustrations and the gravity and the depth of the crisis that we've faced.
Inner peace is the key for outer peace. Peaceful individual will create peaceful society and world. If the leaders are not peaceful, if they have perceived threat from the others, that's what happened in Sri Lanka. See, I went to Kilinochchi to meet Prabhakaran, because I met Rajapaksa and he also was willing to come on a peace talk. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. I mean, they could have done it because that arrogance or whatever the concept in their mind of I am more powerful, I can do everything, that led such a big disaster. So I would say, especially leaders must have peace, number one. When they see everyone as same, embrace all community, religion, class of people and work for them as a servant of people, only then there is hope for the world. So it's not just few leaders, but all the leaders of society, not just political leaders, but social, economic and educational field. In every field we need leaders to have broader vision, and that can come when they have clarity and peace of mind. So it is very important for I would say the global health or happiness to be sustained. You need meditation.
Gurudev, before going on to speak more on global affairs and your interest in bringing peace, brokering peace for war-ravaged nations, I'd like to learn more about your teachings, your philosophy. What is the foundation of your teachings? Is it based on a philosophy, a religion?
See, our philosophy, my philosophy is very simple. It is to see the whole world as one family. World as one family. Our ways of worship will be different, our customs are different, traditions are different, never mind. But peace and happiness is the same. And why we don't have it? Because of stress and tension. So, there are techniques which would help us to get rid of tension, which would help us to be healthy physically, which would bring more clarity to the mind and which can make us very intuitive, and it can take away the inhibition from our mind, and that is what we are teaching. Art of Living is simply that self development program and wellness program that helps to uplift the energy, the positive energy. See, every individual is radiating energy, right? We convey more through our energy, our vibrations, than through words. That is where Art of Living is here, to bring that sort of clarity and to uplift human spirit.
You've established an organization that is spreading this love and clarity across 184 nations today.
Correct, correct.
And we're looking forward for to your presence in Sri Lanka as well. Going back again to Sri Lanka's situation, you speak a lot about leaders, how they should rule, how they should govern. Corruption, malpractice led to an economic crisis or degradation of society. But how do you advise rulers to lead and govern with love for their own people?
You know, I ask the leaders usually, how would you like to be remembered? For a short term gain, if you do corrupt practices, on a long term, you will not be remembered as a good statesman. And I tell you, many of them have even not thought about their long term, how they should, the perception of people. So, for short term gains, if you lose your long term goodwill or name, then it's not smart thing to do. That's why I say that's one thing. Second, I say don't remain in a coterie of people. Don't remain in the coterie of people around you, and sometimes that block you from getting the real information. So I tell them to keep your boundaries open and continue to interact with people. Number two. Third, I would say again and again review your own actions and your own decisions. Many times you would feel I should have taken different decision or it would have been better, and those moments better not to keep justifying what has happened, rather acknowledge and move on and take everyone along with you. Listen to everybody, but do what you need to do. These are some of the these are simple management principles. And on top of all this, I say, there is tremendous pressure on politicians. They are not bad people as public sometimes perceive them. They have tremendous pressure. So, in so much pressure, the stress is inevitable. You should take some time to get rid of your own stress and find that inner peace.
Today, the Western cultures speak a lot about law of attraction, manifestations. But when we go to the roots of it, this is Eastern philosophy.
Correct.
That is
absolutely
developed.
Even the English language we speak, 70% of this language is all Eastern, is from Sanskrit. Our English language is filled with 70% Sanskrit. including the names of the months are all Sanskrit, December, November, this is December, that means Dashamba, 10th sky, like that. So, the concept of law of attraction is very simple, it's very natural. As you sow, so shall you reap, you see. And if you radiate more positivity, you attract more positivity, and if you are negative inside, and you will attract only negativity around you.
And you go deeper into this Eastern philosophy, where you teach more about love and how you create your own future with your energy. If you may enlighten us about this Gurudev, especially your teachings are widespread in Europe, in the American continent, and across the globe. But this Eastern philosophy, especially for my country, the Buddhist teachings are the predominant teachings we hear on a daily basis. So, what is the similarity or difference in this?
Lord Buddha said simple things. He said, meditate. The main message of Lord Buddha is to meditate. Because when meditation, you find the Buddha nature inside of you. And Buddha nature is compassion. And that's present in everybody. So, basically the Buddhist philosophy is the most valuable philosophy in the world, and that is the same with the yoga. You see in Hinduism, Buddha is considered one of the avatars, the 9th avatar or incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So, there are a lot of things. Adi Shankara was called the Buddha in disguise. He said the same thing. So, if you go to the root of the Eastern philosophy, you find it is very, very personal at the same time and universal, both. It is for everybody. Buddha never said, if you do not believe in this book, you will go to hell or something like that. No, he simply said the Buddhas of the past, the present and future. Bhavatu sabbu mangalam, let there be auspiciousness, let everybody be happy. Hinduism also says the same thing in Tamil philosophy, which is also very prevalent in Sri Lanka. They all said in Sanskrit, Loka samasta sukhino vantu, let everybody be happy. So, but many times what we do is we get stuck in the rituals. We do rituals and we think we have done, whether in the Hindu, Jain or Buddhist tradition. All these three traditions are emphasizing on meditation and seeing the inner light, going deep within. But often we get caught up in just the rituals. We go to the pagoda, we go to the programs, we do rituals and we think we have done it. That's where we need to rethink, and it's necessary. We need to do the rituals. That adds a beautiful flavor to life. But we should not stop there. I feel we must go deep in meditation.
Gurudev, since you went deep into the Buddhist teachings as well as we speak, I'd like to also touch upon the Buddha's preachings, Yonisa Manasikara, where you talk about contemplation of the mind and to go deeper in this contemplation. But you spoke about rituals, and I feel like all of us are prey to rituals and not feeding the mind.
Exactly.
And uplifting our mind.
Correct.
So how do we start there? Because we're so involved in rituals, worshipping statues. You yourself said, yes, it is needed, but there is a bigger cause.
Correct. See, this is what was happening in Lord Buddha's time in India. People were they thought they know it all, and they were so caught up in just rituals. That's why Buddha stood against the rituals. He said, no, none of these rituals. He never said there is no God. He would never answer. He said, go deep within. He emphasized on meditation. So, that is what we need to do again, time and again, we have to come to this conclusion. See, Lord Krishna said, Vedavada ratapata nanyada sthiri vadina. So, he said there are people who are just caught up in rituals and in the books, and they think this is it, but that will not give them. So Lord Krishna revived the science of yoga, and 2500 years after Lord Krishna, again same thing had happened. They started just going into rituals. That is when Lord Buddha came, and he re-established the true spirituality or principle, and he spoke about that. And that time and again this sort of revival or revisiting the ancient philosophy is needed. And simple thing, on one side, okay, you keep all your belief system aside. See, there was only one Lord Buddha. Today 36 sects of Buddhism are there. In Hinduism you can't even count, there are so many. They all add colors to the universe, the world, they are all very unique. Hinayana, Mahayana, Buddhism, they are all very, they have their own greatness, their own beauty in them. But the basis of all this is, whether it is Shaivism, Buddhism or any other Vaishnavism, the basis of it is humanness, happy life, and a mind free from stress, and inner connectivity, the satori, what is called the samadhi. That experience has to come, and that is what Art of Living is doing. We say you believe whatever philosophy you believe, but have the experience. Now people say, how do I do it? I don't get it. I sit for meditation, keep getting too many thoughts, the mind goes all over the place. How do I control? I am suffering anxiety, tension and uncertainty in life, all these. Today mental illness is the biggest challenge the world is facing. For this we have done scientific studies, and there are ample evidence in the research that how Sudarshan Kriya, the breathing technique, meditation has helped people to get out of it.
I look forward to engaging in Sudarshan Kriya, learning from and taking back to my country as well. I listen to your teachings, Gurudev, your sermons as well. You speak about nourishing our emotions. It feels logical to nourish happiness, exhilaration, excitement. But how do you really nourish emotions such as sadness and other emotions? What does it mean? Do we accept it or do we battle it?
See, nurturing emotion does not mean you have to nurture sadness or negative emotion. Someone is angry, that is also an emotion. Jealousy, you do not nurture jealousy, anger, sadness, any of this, because nobody wants these emotions. Yeah, you need to know how you can get over them, and the breath is the secret here, because every emotion has a definite pattern in the breath. So, using the breathing pattern and breathing exercise, you can get over all the negative emotions, and you see that the positive emotions are already there inside of you. They start blossoming.
Also, aggression and depression, you say, are the biggest evils that are clogged today's society.
Correct.
In Sri Lanka too, whether it's corporate life, workplace, I'm trying to make it relevant also to the Sri Lankan society talking about, but this is widespread globally. How do we identify with these emotions, Gurudev, before or even after, and try to, or do you battle
No,
or do
see,
you face them?
whenever you have aggression, you always keep regretting it. You will regret that. You can't stay in aggression all the time. You will calm down, then you regret. Same way, depression has been the biggest challenge, and People are popping in all sorts of medication and it works for some time, later on even that doesn't work. So it is important for us to see that we get over, we learn how we should get over this, because today there is so much work, so much tension, whether in the corporate life or in a student life. So that is why these techniques are necessary. I wish in Sri Lanka the colleges and universities, they take this technique, and we are there to help. We have already done some work in Sri Lanka before also, even for rehabilitation after war and war victims. We have taught them these programs, and we could help them to get rid of all that hurt and negative feelings from the war. This is a very big healing. That's in the beginning we used to call it the healing breath workshop, but now we call it the happiness program. So that is one thing. And in Sri Lanka we are also doing quite a bit of education in farming, natural farming. It was a very good decision to have a whole Sri Lanka being organic, but cannot be done suddenly overnight. That is one of the reason it is all collapsed, and I keep giving the example of Sri Lanka, how though the idea concept was good, the implementation miserably failed and caused a huge damage to society. So we need to do how we can step by step improve or transform the land or water or whatever we need to do, and the people also. So a methodology need to be adopted, and we are doing lot of work on the river rejuvenation and soil energizing the earth, helping farmers to grow more food, and some of these things we can do, and education among students also. The students becoming entrepreneurs, and students to become more self-reliant. These are some of the things, and I know Sri Lanka and Orissa have a very deep link from long time. In Orissa we have the university, and wherein we bring the best of East and best of West. So there also I would welcome students for Sri Lanka to come and join and it is one of the best universities in this country. Now, it's one of the first 6 best universities, and Sri Lankan youths are very brilliant. I am very impressed by their zeal, their enthusiasm, there is something very good in them, that they can really be very resilient, and I wish they don't get into any of the bad habits that the Western world is suffering from, and bring more prosperity and happiness in Sri Lanka. Lovely.
Thank you, Gurudev.
Nice being with you.
Thank you very much for your time. It's a pleasure, and I'm very humbled to have this conversation with you. I'm here at the Art of Living International Center in Bangalore. I've traveled from Sri Lanka to visit the over 360-acre center and ashram located here in Bangalore, where there are educational and humanitarian initiatives to build a holistic human being, to leave a good human being behind for society, to serve and to nourish the entire population. trained professionals take care of all those who visit the Panchakarma Center for treatments. These treatments are based on your individual needs, and the approaches are very individualistic and uses Ayurveda as well as other indigenous techniques that are available. So I'm walking into the Sri Sri Gurukulam Vedic Heritage Campus, where students are taught for 7.5 years of traditional Vedic education, given them education, and they pass out as graduates and they travel around the world to serve. The timetables and their daily practices are here, starting at 5 a.m. and then 5:30 a.m. the Pratasmaranam and yoga. It's a ritual to start off the day, and then there is daily pranayama and puja, special coaching classes and seva, where they serve as part of their daily routine. And it goes on until 9:30 p.m. where they rest, but by 8:30 they study. But this throughout 7.5 years, students at the Gurukula are given the education for spiritual upliftment and of the basic Vedas so that they can serve the rest of the world. So as I walked in, there's a beautiful daily good thought that is written down here. This is Sri Sri Gurudev's Ashirvadanam. Just drop all that is bothering you. If you're free today, you can never be free anytime. Oh, beautiful. Just drop all that is bothering you. If you're free today, you can never be free anytime. And also the daily good thought, whatever is given to an undeserving person, ignoring the deserving one would be like giving something to an ass, ignoring a cow. Beautiful. And every day this is updated. So I'm taking you now to the Annapurna kitchen, the kitchen of the ashram. Now this kitchen is so special because thousands of devotees walk in for all 3 meals here, and these meals are provided to the kitchen with the organic food, that is the crop that is cultivated within the ashram premises by its volunteers and provided to the devotees every morning, every afternoon and every evening. I myself will be a guest of the ashram kitchen throughout these few days. So walking into the kitchen, you can see some of these posters which talk of the goodwill projects undertaken by the ashram, free facilities provided for education. Many thousands of children are educated here free of charge. They say bring a smile to an underprivileged child. 42 years of transforming lives, they say, founded in 1981. And then the Art of Living free schools have over 84,000 students, and also some 1,262 schools in 22 states of India. This is the level of impact that this ashram, the center, has not just in India but across the world. Also, there is a snippet of the kind of programs that are conducted here, and the upcoming programs are all mentioned here. The happiness programs and Sahaj Samadhi, Dhyan Yoga program, Prajna program. These are all part of the Art of Living courses and the programs provided for a happy and better life. Let's walk into the kitchen. There's one more thing I want to highlight. You're not throwing just food, but someone's hard work, energy and effort, water and natural resources and love. We respect food, do not waste food. These messages are spread across this hall, and of course, the food is provided. There is so much of effort of the volunteers and for the devotees. The only request is that you learn to love and respect the food you eat. This breed, the Gir variety, Indian breed, a pure breed from the Gujarat province, has a traditional sensitive value for the Indian culture, especially when it comes to the traditional worshipping of gods. This is a male breed of the cows here, and every little shelter for the cows has at least one male in it. Well, here I am standing at the list of the 18 varieties of the Indian breeds of cows. Of course, there is only 17 listed out here. We start off with the Gir variety and their respective state or province is listed out. GJ, Gujarat, and then we also have the second breed, that's the Kanrej, which is also from Gujarat, and then you have Punjab, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, and you go on from Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, and maybe Karnataka and Kerala. There is all the provinces. This is educative and also helps preserve these varieties of pure Indian breed cows for future generations to come. This Gaushala for 20 years has been running with so many volunteers, with those who are affiliated to the ashram, help build it from strength to strength. And today the Gaushala feeds millions of people who come, visit and pray and learn about how it is to be happy in your day-to-day lives. Buttermilk? Yes, one buttermilk. This is extracted from the cows who are bred here, but what's special about this is it is based on the A2 milk that is extracted from the Gir variety of cows here, bred here at the Gaushala itself. Let me taste this. I'm told you have this with lunch instead of water. You sip it and this gives you the energy and all that you need, the nutrients to be energized throughout the day. Well, I'm standing in front of the Vishalakshmi Mandap, a gigantic structure which is built in the shape of a lotus. It is 4 floors. The bottom one, where evening satsangs are held, a lot of music and communion, people, devotees coming together to uplift their spiritual well-being. And on the other floors there are different courses that are held, Sudarshan Kriya to other pranayama exercises to help develop one's mind and spiritual well-being and help them lead a better life. Of course, where I'm standing here is the amphitheatre, which can host about 5,000 people at once, and Gurudev usually has his evening satsangs here with people gathered around to listen to Gurudev share his knowledge and wisdom with them. Of course, I will be beginning my 4-day Sudarshan Kriya course here at the Vishalakshmi Mandap, and I'm hoping I will walk out with a more focused mind and an uplifted mind, helping me overtake and face my everyday challenges with ease and humility. So I'm inside the Vishalakshmi Mandap where I will be taking my 4-day Sudarshan Kriya program. Of course, the course will be based on meditation and yoga. But what's amazing is this structure, this hall is used in the evening for satsangs where many devotees join here to sing in unison and pray in unison. Of course, if you see the structure itself, it has different symbols to signify that this is not restricted to any particular religious group. You can see the Sikh symbol, and then there is the Islamic faith, and also on the other end I could see the symbol of Om. Just to say that the Hindus, the Muslims, the Buddhists, the Sikhs and all other faith-based religious groups, communities are welcome at this mandap or even at the ashram. And my journey here with the Sudarshan Kriya course begins today. Let's see where I end up.